Wife started cheating right after I got our finance back together, Part 5. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. She moved out a couple of days later in with my boss and they prepped 2 of his rooms for the kids. He has 3 kids that are all grown up, so it's already ready for a lot of that kind of stuff. But, once Kay started moving, she just started shutting off to me. Somewhere along the way, I decided to check her phone records. And realized that when I asked her if she was talking to my boss and she said hardly at all, I found hours of phone calls almost every day for the last couple of weeks. I've drilled her over and over about hey, WTF, this is weird. Why are you lying to me? She said it was just to figure out logistics and also just have someone to vent to. I've also later talked to him about it and he told the same thing, and he is that type of person that is basically an ear to everyone. Everybody at work always goes to him about all their problems. He's also been through 2 divorces and was even my ear about a lot of this stuff. I've confronted both about it and made it as easy as psychologically possible to tell me that something is going on. But everybody is sticking to their guns that something like that would never be a thing. I've been going through various stages of mourning with this. I've been a mess. Cried every day, all that kind of stuff. I just hurt. Now, we are 50-50 co-parents and I feel that will work just fine considering the situation. The kids have adapted to both settings really well and they already know and like my boss. But, I fucking hate this. I fucking hate that I'm a 50-50 co-parent. I worked my ass off in my greatest life effort to build this life for my family. For Kay, for the kids. And as soon as we cross the finish line of living fucking hell and Kay starts her medication after avoiding it for years, untreated, she's gone. I finally started calling her out on the idea that she picked up on some narcissism from her stepmom, and this is basically the biggest low blow you can get her with. I've almost said it in the past, but didn't want to piss off my wife. But, because there's an element of truth to it. I think she did a lot of things wrong to me, and now that I'm outside of the marriage, I can see it more clearly. But, I also feel like everything is also a misunderstanding because she doesn't really get where I'm coming from. We have 9 years of age difference. She's always had somebody take care of her. It was her dad when she was a teenage mom. Then her first marriage from 18 to 19 years old. Then, I took care of her when she couldn't make rent at 21 years old and proceeded to be the breadwinner for the family and paid for everything. But, I always said it was we and it was we. She thought I resented her for not working, but I'd tell her she has more important of a job than I do with being our baby's mom. We had conversations where she'd look for a job and I'd be like, Kay, do you want to stay home with the baby? She'd say yes. I said we'd have to make some financial sacrifices, she said it was worth it. So, I said okay. I want to give that to you and him then. So, I did. When I was her age, I lived in a house that had no heating or cooling, had mushrooms growing out of the carpet, and pizza boxes that fixed the broken windows. But, now I'm a 34-year-old software engineer with our own house we own. I don't think she understands the workload I had to take to do what I felt like was saving our family. She's never had to worry about if the lights will turn off or not. I used to have to shower at the gym for 2 months when my water pipes broke and didn't get fixed when I was 23. I think we have that divide. I wish so bad that I was more hip on counseling and went during the school work hustle year. I wish that I had been more aware of my surroundings and put in extra time with her so that she didn't have that whole year of feeling alone. I felt like I was working myself beyond what I was capable of doing, but I still feel like I should have done more. But, now her and I are on bad terms after I've been bold enough to mention all of the things she did to me as well. This is after I spent a month beating the shit out of myself for everything that I felt I did wrong. Which is also what I did in June, as well. I've been feeling like I'm not good enough at all and that I'm a failure. She's impossible to deal with when it comes to conflict resolution. No matter how carefully and peacefully I bring something to the table with her, she always takes everything personal. We couldn't ever work through any conflict. She would always shut down and push me away. Sometimes she'd shut down for more than a day while I ran around picking up the pieces of trying to make her feel better. She believed that it's more than fine to go to bed angry at your spouse. I'm the opposite. This meant that conflict with us rarely got solved and tended to last a long time. I would try to fix it, I would try to cheer her up, I would endlessly apologize for situations. She rarely did, and if she did apologize or acknowledge anything she did wrong, she would apologize to me in a way that was like a child being forced to eat their vegetables. Never felt very sincere. It was impossible to make a lot of our longer term plans, because she'd change her mind every couple of months. In a 9-month period, we had decided, for sure, that we were going to move to 3 different places. Then, she would get upset when 3 months passed by and we hadn't moved yet. But, I was just like, baby, we gotta have money. Why is it always about money? Her. Well, we gotta have money to do those things. This is impossible, her. I never even remotely thought about cheating on her. Never went to the bar or stayed out late or did things to disrespect her. Never put her down, always was her emotional support. But I was her emotional support to such a degree that a lot of times I felt like instead of our plane lifting off into the air, it just stayed in the shop for repairs. But, I wasn't there mentally and emotionally while I was working my full-time job that was my first job in my career that I needed to outperform at, while taking 6 classes at a time. I forgot to mention our daughter was also doing homeschool as well. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.